Okay. Roberto Luongo. The Canucks announced late last night that he's going into the Ring of Honor. Immediately. The backlash is unbelievable on Twitter, especially. Although I gotta tell you, I saw on Facebook. There was a lot of people.
You were in the comments, eh?
The comment section on Facebook were saying he shouldn't be honored at all.
Wow.
And then
the uncles, they don't forget. That's the thing about the uncles.
Well, here's the thing: is the main reason that everybody's using is that, oh, well, he retired, and this caused the Canucks to have that recapture penalty. They didn't put him on LTIR. Satyar Shah of Sportsnet 650 reported this yesterday. The story's up on Canucks Army right now. I was texting with Sat about it last night just to confirm we had all the details right. But the Canucks had an opportunity to reacquire Luongo, to put him on LTIR, to reacquire that contract, to put him on LTIR. They passed up the opportunity to do it. This was when Jim Benning was still the GM of the team. They passed up the opportunity to do it as an organization, bear in mind, and then they got hit with the recapture penalty. And then, as Lachlan pointed out in the story on Canucks Army, then the recapture penalty was used as an excuse of why they did a bunch of bad moves. Like it was used to defend Braden Holtby's buyout. It was used to defend Yaroslav Halak's extra year or whatever, the thing that they're paying him right now. It was all used to defend that. So again, I don't want to get into that aspect too much, but I honestly, like, after seeing that report, I'm not so sure I buy the whole, and Sat also mentioned that Luongo was kind of, forced a little bit into retiring by the Panthers. I forced is a strong word, and I don't want to say forced, but
probably, I don't want to say guided either, but probably
pressured, but he was
nothing illegal, but just
it was please retire.
I think they were okay with him retiring.
Yeah, I think they were fine with it.
We'll say that.
And Luongo, as somebody who works for them still, I think he was okay with it too.
He's looking good. He was looking happy today at the presser too. It was good.
I know. And here's the thing. And Lachlan's writing this right now for Canucks Army. Lachlan's really pissed about this, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen him on Twitter. He's not happy.
Lachlan is writing this right now, but he makes a really good point that if the Canucks don't retire Luongo's number, they're probably never going to retire another jersey until we have multiple kids and we're way older. This isn't going to happen for a long time. There's nobody else that could get their jersey retired. And Eddie Lack tweeted this out yesterday, because I think it was Wyatt that asked him to weigh in. And basically what he said is, retire Luongo, Ring of Honor for Kessler. It's that simple. You're welcome. That's what Eddie Lack said. And again, I
think Eddie's on the sauce again. The sauce and talk. He's a Ring of Fire, ROF.
Oh, whatever. I have trouble disagreeing with that. I hear this argument, and I hear people say the only argument that I personally am willing to listen to, I'll listen to all of them, but the only one that I really am okay, I see where this person's coming from, is when people say, look, if you haven't won anything, you can't just keep retiring jerseys. You can't fill your rafters with a bunch of jerseys of players who haven't won anything. I get that.
Yeah, but you can't go 50 years without having some players that played good enough to have their number up there.
And
so that's the other end of the argument.
And when you look at who's up there, right? Nobody wants to be mean to Stan Smeel. And I totally get that. Stan Smeel's got
practice today.
He's got the heart of a Canuck, okay? To me, and I understand he was the first one that got his jersey retired. I'm not trying to disrespect Stan Smeel at all. Stan Smeel is a nice guy. Even though you had that thing.
Oh, I'm not bringing that back up.
No, we're not. But when you look at the terms of what the Ring of Honor is and what jersey retirement constitutes, or what constitutes jersey retirement, excuse me, you kind of look at it and you say, okay, Stan Smeel should probably be in the Ring of Honor. No problems that his jersey's retired, but I'm just saying, you have this precedent, and I'm not saying that everybody who, is a heart and soul Canuck should have their jersey retired. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm trying to say, I don't personally have a problem with Stan Smeel's jersey being retired. And I think anybody who does, I think you need to check your priorities personally. But the point here is that the precedent you're setting by putting Luongo, the best goalie in franchise history, at the same level, exact same level, as Kirk McLean, who I understand had that playoff run, and a lot of people are very nostalgic of him. Career numbers aren't great. Numbers with the Canucks aren't that great. He had a really good run in the playoffs. Luongo is the best goaltender in franchise history. And I didn't really care about this that much until I really started to weigh everything that was being involved here. And I think all we're setting ourselves up for, to be quite honest with you, Chris, is to look back in 10 years and 15 years, I don't know how many years, to look back and say, wow, that was really weird when the organization didn't retire Luongo's jersey and put him in the Ring of Honor instead. Because you're going to look up there. We're going to look up there for 15 years when we hear about injuries and whatever we're going to be hearing about in 15 years. We're going to look up and say, it is mind-boggling that Roberto Luongo's number one isn't up there with some of the best Canucks of all time.